Pro Tour March of the Machine is over, and what a tournament it was. Standard is pretty dominated by red-black decks, so that's a little awkward. Going from what I would consider a healthy Standard to being nearly totally dominated by red-black decks is awkward. But something to keep in mind, and some kind of takeaways from the Pro Tour that I want to talk about. I also want to kind of just do a recap. First off, most of the bigger teams ended up with some sort of red-black deck. So either red-black Breach the Multiverse, red-black straight up mid-range, red-black Reanimator, through like Cruelty of Gix. Most decks were just red-black decks. That doesn't necessarily mean red-black is the most dominant best deck. It just means that the best players decided to pilot that deck, and thus it did well. You know, we rarely see a deck be really dominant or at least very popular at the Pro Tour, and then it be the only deck played. So let's keep that in mind moving forward. The big story in day one of the Pro Tour was Jim Davis playing a Rakdos Breach deck. He was the sole undefeated player at the end of day one, making it kind of reminiscent of his 12-0 run at the Neon Dynasty Championship. 29 players went 3-0 in the first March of the Machine draft. The archetypes that went 3-0 included 1 mono red deck, 5 blue white deck, 4 white black deck, 2 blue black deck, 2 blue red deck, 2 blue green deck, 4 black red decks, 2 red white decks, 2 red green decks, 3 green white decks, 1 3-color deck, and 2 5-color decks. So extremely healthy draft format in contrast to the standard format in the Pro Tour. Speaking of the day one metagame, in standard, we talked about Rakdos midrange being the most popular deck with 18.7%, Grixis midrange following with 15.5%, Esper Legends with 11.9%, Rakdos Reanimator with 9.1%, etc., etc. Day two, even though Jim Davis was the sole undefeated player, sort of bombed out, unfortunately. So he was not really in the running for top 8. Last I checked, he 1-5 day two. I'm sure he had a couple more wins and or losses there, but that's a little awkward. Leading into a top 8 of Javier Dominguez on Rakdos midrange, David Olson on 5-color ramp, Nathan Steur, our current world champion, having the 3rd top finish in a row with the World Championship, the Pro Tour Reduke one, and then this. Yiwen Chen on Azorius Soldiers. Simon Nielsen on Rakdos midrange. Autumn Burset on Orzhov midrange, which was mono white midrange, just splashing black. Carl Serap on Rakdos midrange, and Cain Reinhardt on Rakdos Reanimator. The top 8 pilled out, and the finalists were Cain Reinhardt, who qualified via the Magic Online Championship Series, and Nathan Steur, our current world champion. And in the finals, Nathan Steur was victorious, defeating a fan favorite in Cain Reinhardt. And seeing the joy on Cain's face in his winning in and the top 8 matches he won was really overwhelming and awesome. So Rakdos midrange, surprising, was the victor in the day, leaving Nathan Steur as probably the best player in the world at the moment, at least results-based. Our world champion, Pro Tour Phyrexia top 6, and winner of Pro Tour March of the Machine. Is truly impressive how dominant he has been, and what a tournament it was. I hope you're able to catch a bunch of the live coverage. If not, make sure you catch up with the next Pro Tour or Regional Championship coverage. They are really awesome. The return to Paper Magic is amazing. If you like this brief recap of Pro Tour March of the Machine, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.